I was still clutching my college degree when the truth punched me in the gut. My parents hadn't been stuck in traffic for my graduation. They were 3 states away, toasting marshmallows at a lake house party while I stood on that stage completely alone. 3 days later, my father slid a handwritten invoice across my kitchen table. $28,000 for the cost of raising you. I thought that was rock bottom. I was wrong. The real fracture happened when they came back with a rented box truck and a printed list of everything they planned to take as payment. What they found inside my tiny apartment changed everything. Keep reading. I promise the ending is worth it. My name is Harper, and for 24 years I believed that if I just tried harder, needed less, and apologized first, my family would finally love me the way I loved them. I grew up in a faded ranch house outside Portland where the heat got shut off every February, and affection felt like a limited-time offer. By 14, I was stocking shelves after school to keep the lights on. By 16, I was forging my mom's signature on field trip forms because she didn't have time. By the time I earned a full-ride scholarship, I'd already heard the phrase, "You're on your own now," so often it sounded like a lullaby. Meanwhile, my little brother, Levi, lived on a different planet in the same house. New sneakers appeared when his old ones got tight. Forgotten homework? Mom drove it to school. Curfew? What curfew? I told myself it was because he was the boy, the baby, the one with the dimples. Truth is, he was just the one they wanted. My studio apartment smells faintly of coffee grounds and dryer sheets. Nothing fancy, but every square inch is mine. The couch came from a curb with a free sign. The dishes are mismatched thrift store finds. The stack of file folders in my closet? Those are my war medals. 4 years of pay stubs. Graduation morning, I kept refreshing my phone, convinced they were just running late. I smiled for the camera alone, diploma trembling in my wind-chilled hands. I told my favorite professor they were finding parking. An hour later, the lawn was empty except for discarded programs blowing like tumbleweeds. Then I opened Instagram. There was Levi, grinning in front of a fire pit, caption screaming, "Nothing beats family lake weekends." My parents were tagged in every photo, sunglasses, beers, zero guilt. The next text I got from Mom wasn't congratulations. It was, "Call when you're off work. We need to discuss finances." I called from the parking lot of the coffee shop, steam fogging the windows. Her voice was ice calm. "Your father and I added it up. Food, clothes, electricity, 28 grand, give or take. Time to settle the account, Harper. Levi wants to study abroad next year, and we're short." I laughed, one sharp, ugly sound, then hung up. For 48 hours I waited for the guilt to crush me like it always had. It never came. Instead, something cold and clear took its place. Friday evening, my phone buzzed. "Be home tomorrow 10 a.m. bringing the truck. Have the cash or we start loading." I didn't sleep. I printed every receipt, every bank statement, every scholarship award letter. I laid them across my coffee table like evidence at a trial. Then I texted the one person who'd watched me fight for 4 years, Professor Ramirez, and asked for the biggest favor of my life. Saturday morning, the box truck growled into my complex like it owned the place. Dad killed the engine. Mom marched up the stairs first, Levi filming on his phone because drama is content, right? Mom didn't knock, she pounded. "Open up, Harper. Clock's ticking." I opened the door exactly 6 inches. She shoved it wide anyway and swept inside. I was already pricing my thrift store life. Dad followed with a folded moving blanket. Levi leaned in the doorway, live streaming to his 12 followers. "Let's keep this civil," Mom announced. "Cash or possessions? Your choice." I stepped aside so they could see the coffee table covered in paperwork. "Actually," I said, voice steady for the first time ever, "I pick option 3. You leave with exactly what you gave me, nothing." Dad snorted. "Kid, you don't get to." There was a soft knock. Professor Ramirez stood in the hallway holding a thick manila envelope and wearing the calmest expression I'd ever seen. "Morning," she said pleasantly. "Harper asked me to drop off some documents." Mom's smile froze. "This is private." Professor Ramirez ignored her and placed the envelope on top of my stack. Inside, official transcripts, work-study hour logs, full scholarship breakdown, and a letter from the financial aid office confirming my parents had contributed exactly $0 since my 18th birthday. The room went graveyard quiet. I looked at Mom. You raised me, huh? Then why does the university think I'm an orphan? Dad's face cycled red to purple. Levi's phone dipped. The red recording light blinked off. Mom tried one last time. After everything. Everything. I cut in. Name one thing. Silence. Professor Ramirez cleared her throat. I think it's time for you to go. Dad dropped the moving blanket like it burned him. Mom opened her mouth, closed it, then spun on her heel. Levi scurried after them, suddenly very interested in his shoes. I watched from the window as the empty truck pulled away, exhaust coughing into the morning air. When the door shut behind me, I slid the deadbolt, newly installed, shiny mine, and the click echoed like a judge's gavel. They came for payment. They left with receipts. And I finally truly graduated.